What is going on? My name is freaking 666 and welcome to more Red King. Now, I'm gonna be reacting to top 5 scary demon cases investigated by Ed and Lorraine Warren. If you guys don't know who Ed and Lorraine Warren are, they're paranormal investigators, which unfortunately in 2019 Lorraine passed away. I'm gonna leave a link to this video in the description down below. A lot of this has been going around because of the new Conjuring movie coming out. The Conjuring Devil Made Me Do It. I might see it, but I thought I'm at my nan's right now. I'm able to upload something very quickly and dark. I'm in a room, back room, while my parents, my grandparents, and my mum is in the lounge room. So we're gonna be reacting to these cases and. Let's see, let's hope I shoot myself. So this is going to be the first video on more Red King. The vlog's coming up, so I'm still editing it. So I'm sorry about that. But we get started, hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button with that bell where you get notified every other day whenever I get to post on this. So this will be mainly reactions and maybe small little playthroughs if you guys want that. So it's gonna be sick. Let's get to the reaction.
Ed and Lorraine Warren are infamous demonologists and ghost hunters who became famous following the release of The Conjuring back in 2013.
Okay.
Now, sadly, both Ed and Lorraine have since passed, but they have left behind a terrifying legacy filled to the brim with ghostly encounters and demonic possession. These are the top 5 scary demon cases investigated by Ed and Lorraine Warren. Let's jump in. Coming in at number 5, we have The Conjuring House. Upon its release in 2013, The Conjuring quickly became a fan favorite in the horror genre, with it being met with critical acclaim. The film itself follows demonologists and ghost hunters Ed and Lorraine Warren who head to a home in the country after a family reported demonic activity inside of their home. Now, at the time of the release, people knew very little about Ed and Lorraine Warren or the true events surrounding this investigation. The parent family moved into their haunted Rhode Island home in 1971. Not long after, Carolyn, Roger, and their 5 daughters began to experience strange goings-on. Brooms going missing, scraping noises, and small piles of dirt appearing out of nowhere. All small things at first, which soon developed into big things. The girls eventually began to notice spirits around the home, with the history of the home soon being revealed. Many people had drowned in the lake, and of course the worst spirit of them all was Bathsheba, a woman who devoted herself to the devil and took her own life on the property, cursing anyone who would take her land. Ed and Lorraine Warren, of course, came to investigate the situation, with Lorraine conducting a seance to attempt to communicate with the spirits tormenting the family. During the seance, Carolyn became possessed, rising from the ground in her chair and speaking in tongues. Following the seance, the Warrens were kicked out of the home, with the family continuing to live there until 1980. Before we jump into number 4, be sure.
Alright, now, I've heard of this case before. Obviously I've watched all these types of movies, but I haven't really looked up anything, and yeah, that's what I've noticed. So I'm gonna mute my mic for a second. I'm gonna get the phone. Obviously you guys can hear my mum, so just a second. Okay, now it's a lot darker at the front now, so and plus no one can hear anything. So let's get to the next part of this reaction.
Let's give this video a big thumbs up, it really helps out a lot. Coming in at number 4, we have Amityville. Back in September of 1977, Jay Anson published a book called The Amityville Horror, which would later become the basis of a series of films released from 1979 onwards. The book is claimed to be based on the paranormal experience of the Lutz family, a case which of course led to many controversies and widespread attention. Now, some history before diving into the story of the Lutz family. Back in November of 1974, Ronald DeFeo Jr. shot and
yeah, I
killed
heard
6
about
members of
this.
his
I fucking
family
heard
at
about that.
112 Ocean Avenue in the suburban neighborhood in Amityville. He was ultimately convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 6 life sentences, with him passing away in custody in March of this year. Now,
Wow,
DeFeo
he
had
passed away this
reported
year.
that voices had told him to kill his family. Whether these claims were true, we don't know. Jumping forward, in December of 1975, George and Kathy Lutz and their 3
here we go.
children moved into the same home, and after
Couple
just
movies are based
28
on
days
this.
they fled the house, claiming to have been terrorized by paranormal entities while living there. On the evening of March 6, 1976, the home was investigated by Ed and Lorraine Warren along with a television crew from Channel 5 New York. During the investigation, a series of
interesting,
pictures were taken, one of the images allegedly showing a demonic boy with glowing eyes standing at the
Yeah,
foot of
I
the
heard about that.
staircase. The Warrens quite quickly suggested that the home was occupied by malevolent spirits, with the Warrens' visit to the home being depicted at the beginning of The Conjuring 2. Coming in at number 3, we have the
Wow, I thought I didn't know Amityville would be on this list, so I am leaving a link to the video in the description down below. But oh my god, if you guys want to see more reactions like this on my second channel, please tell me. Because like holy fuck. Holy shit, this is fucking interesting. Let's keep going.
Smurl haunting. The Smurl haunting took place between 1974 and 1989, with Jack and Janet Smurl of West Pittston, Pennsylvania, alleging that a demon was inhabiting their home. The claims gained a lot of attention, as you would expect, with demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren once again stepping in to solve the case. Now the family moved into their home on Chase Street, with them claiming that they were being disturbed by a demon that caused loud noises and bad odors, with one report stating that the dog was randomly thrown across a room. In 1986, Ed and Lorraine Warren arrived at the home, and according to Ed, the demon that was inhabiting the home was incredibly powerful, with it shaking mirrors and furniture after they tried to get it to leave by playing religious music and praying. Ed even claimed that he felt a significant drop in temperature and saw a dark mass inside of the home. The demon also supposedly left a message on a mirror that read, "Get out." Ed and Lorraine Warren went on to state that their experience at the Smurl residence was unlike anything they had investigated at the time. Coming in at number 2, we have the Snedeker House.
I think that one was based on the second Conjuring. I think it was, because I think roughly what they said is what's in the movie. I can't really remember, but I remember seeing all the movies. I remember shitting myself when I watched new Annabelle in IMAX with my mum and my brother, and it was absolutely fucking terrifying, and I regret seeing it. And fuck, I'd rather get them on DVD or watch them on Netflix than watch them in the cinema. I think that's I am considering going to see the third Conjuring though. I don't want any spoilers in the comments. I don't want any spoilers. Let's get back to the reaction.
Now, many of you will be familiar with the Snedeker House haunting thanks to the movie The Haunting in Connecticut. The Haunting in Connecticut movie was released in 2009 and directed by Peter Cornwell, and supposedly follows the alleged haunting of Carmen Snedeker and her family. Now, the movie has a ton of controversy surrounding it, with the author of the book the movie was based on even distancing himself from the accuracy of the events depicted in the book. Now, the film itself specifically focuses on the fictional Campbells as they move in.
Hi everyone, this is Michael from Tac Toys, and in this video today I'm going to be taking you through the Galaxy Barrett
to the new home, which was formerly a mortuary to mitigate the strains of travel on Matt, her cancer-stricken son. However, not long after moving into the new home, the family becomes haunted by violent and supernatural forces. Now, the true story is a lot different. In 1986, Carmen and Alan Snedeker moved into a new home with their daughter and 3 sons. While exploring the home, they discovered tools used by morticians. Very creepy indeed. With it being discovered to be a former funeral parlor, with the eldest son beginning to see ghosts and be haunted by terrifying visions. The family eventually turned to demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren, who proclaimed that the home was infested with demons. Now, this is supposedly all very much true, however many have had their doubts over the years, including Snedeker's landlord, who found the entire story ridiculous, even noting that prior to the family moving in, there had been no complaints or unusual activity inside of the home. On top of that, the Snedekers stayed for a total of 2 years before finally deciding to leave. And finally, coming in at number 1, we've got...
Now this story, I've watched the movie, I've heard of this story, I've watched it as well. I think that family messed with Ouija boards and seances, because that is fucking car driving past, that isn't basically opening the door to any demonic demons or poltergeists. It opens the door for them. And I would never ever fucking touch one in my life. But maybe in a little story time in the next coming days, I'll tell you some stories of my paranormal experiences. I've had a few in my life. But right now, I'm not really going to say anything right now. Let's get back to the reaction for this last little part, and I'll end the video off.
Enfield poltergeist. Taking the Warrens across the ocean, the Enfield poltergeist has become a popular paranormal case, with it also being the focal point for The Conjuring 2. The Conjuring 2 was released in 2016 and followed Ed and Lorraine as they traveled to Enfield in the United Kingdom to assist the Hodgson family, who was said to be experiencing paranormal activity inside of their home in 1977, with the daughter Janet even becoming possessed by a former resident. Now, this movie is very much based on a true story. However, when a paranormal experience is dubbed real, people tend to try and find holes in the story, with many doubting the accounts of the family. Like I said, the Enfield poltergeist was a claim of supernatural activity between the years of 1977 to 1979, with it specifically involving two sisters, Margaret and Janet. In August of 1977, single-parent Peggy Hodgson claimed she had witnessed furniture moving and heard knocking sounds around her home. A police officer arrived on scene and he himself reported seeing a chair wobble and slide across the floor without any rhyme or reason. Following this, disembodied voices were heard, loud noises echoed around the home, and the children even began levitating. More than 30 people reported seeing furniture move and heard voices around the home. Ed and Lorraine Warren were of course called in to assess the situation, with them visiting the home in 1978 and were convinced that the events had a supernatural explanation. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree with that list? What cases and...
Wow. I'm a little bit creeped out, but I am outside of my nana's place right now, and it's fucking pitch black. And the sensor light is not working. But yeah, those stories are very intriguing. I'm very, very, very surprised. I'm very interested as well. If you guys want to see more of these types of reactions, please tell me in the comments, because I'm really interested in this. I might do some more researching. I might react to the Annabelle story. And obviously, I might make a video on telling some stories on my experiences. I think I have like 4 or 5, maybe 6 experiences. I will tell you them all in a few videos. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button and subscribe with that bell. You get notified every other day or so. I'm gonna leave a link to this in the description down below. I'm gonna leave oh fuck. In the description down below will be a link to this video, will be my Twitch channel, my main channel, my fucking shorts, and Deacon and Bailey's channel. Go and subscribe to all them and follow my Twitch. Thank you guys for watching. I love you all, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the first video on my second channel. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. See you, everyone.